All right, our Christmas project. I'm reading the first paragraph. Well, before we even read, write your name at the very top of this packet. Name at the top of your packet. Okay, I'm going to read that first paragraph. It says, surprise, my gift to you for the holiday season is $500. Whoa, such a generous teacher you have. Okay, you aren't really getting real money from me. It's just pretend checking account. You're going to spend the money on gifts for your loved ones, and we're going to be using websites on the iPads from stores. And the items that you buy in the stores that you're looking at are going to be school appropriate, obviously, or you will have a state write-up. You may not buy anything for yourself because we're in the giving spirit at Christmas time this year. All right? We're being all holly jolly. So let's first flip through this packet and look at the different pages that we have. The first page you come to is the gift pricing form. This is not like an official document. This is just kind of like your shopping list for Christmas. You have to buy for 10 people, so there's 10 lines for you to fill out where you're buying the items, what item you bought, and so forth. The next page you will come to, my board's moving slow today. Nope, forgot to erase that. That's not the next page you'll come to, but got a lot of technology here. Any day now. Alrighty. The next page you will come to is the register. This is an official looking register. When you get a stack of checks, they give you a register. What you do with the register is keep track of how much money is in your account. Okay, so if you spend something, you need to write it here so you always know how much money is left in your account. Right now, our register is showing that you have no money. Well, how much money did I give you? $500. So everyone is going to first write this. If I give you a check, you don't record that check number. The check number is just for the checks that you write. So you're going to record the date. I gave you a check today on 12/18. For transaction description, what is that fancy name when you put money in your account? Deposit. So you would write deposit right there. Now you have to decide if the $500 is a debit or a credit to your account.
Credit.
You're adding money to your account, so it is a credit. So you're going to write $500 credited to your account. So what is my balance now? $500. Okay, you're done writing for the rest of the explanation. Okay, so now this shows that you have $500 in your account. And then the next few pages shows a bunch of checks. And notice on each check, they have different check numbers. It starts out with check number 1001. And it goes to, I think, 1012. Okay, so you have a bunch of check numbers. So I am going to pretend that I'm doing this project so you know how it's properly done. So I'm first going to start off on my gift pricing form. And you're just going to watch so you see what needs to be done. So, gift pricing form. So the first thing I need to do is establish who I want to buy for. And Miss Foreman in the 6th grade's my best friend, and she makes me buy her a Christmas present. So I'm going to buy a gift for Miss Foreman. And I had a student one year go shopping, and they bought me a present, and they found a yodeling pickle. So he found me a yodeling pickle that he was going to buy, and remember, this project's pretend. Well, Teacher Appreciation came around, and guess what I got from him on Teacher Appreciation? A yodeling pickle. Aren't y'all all jealous of my yodeling pickle? Yeah. You all want a yodeling pickle. Yeah. So now I can say I have a yodeling pickle. All right? So, and I think Miss Foreman would love a yodeling pickle. Oh, God. So I'm going to find her a yodeling pickle. So I'm going to write yodeling pickle. Okay, but my pen doesn't work here. There's a C somewhere in there. Okay, so I find her a yodeling pickle. And I found it at Target. It would be lovely if my board would work. Alright, Target. And if I recall correctly, he said that this yodeling pickle cost $12.99. It's a nice yodeling pickle. Okay, well, I could continue on, but you are also going to be drawing for 2 coupons. And you have to use those 2 coupons. Well, I'm going to go ahead and decide that I'm going to use a coupon because I don't want to pay $12.99 for a yodeling pickle. So if I'm using a coupon, I would look on my coupon, the particular coupon that I found that I'm going to use says, pretty sure, yeah, 20% off one item at Target. Well, it's convenient. I found the yodeling pickle at Target. And on the back of the coupon, you have stuff to fill in. Well, I'm buying this for Miss Foreman. Okay, what was the original price of the pickle? $12.99. I need to find the new price. Well, I know I get 20% off, so I do my proportions. The original amount was $12.99. So I have a fraction. I'm going to get my calculator here. I'm going to do 20 times $12.99. And that's what I get. Then I divide by 100. I find it to be 260. How did I get 260? Why did I round? Because money is only 2 decimals. Am I only paying 260 for my yodeling pickle? No. What does 260 tell me?
It's the change.
That's how much I get to take off. So I'm going to subtract $12.99 minus $2.60. That's going to give me my new price. $12.99 minus $2.60. I get $10.39. So my new price of the pickle is $10.39. Now I have to find tax. Well, if you notice on your gift pricing form, I say tax is going to be 5%. Does anyone remember what I said tax really is in Louisiana? 10.5%. So I'm giving you a discount on the tax. I'm just charging you 5%. So since I'm charging you 5% of tax, I'm looking at my new amount to find tax. So that would be $10.39. So 5 times $10.39 equals that. And then I divide by 100. And how much is tax? 52 cents. Because we're talking money. Money has 2 decimals. To get my final cost, I would add those two. So 0.52 plus 10.39 equals 10.91. Okay, that is my coupon. This says you must staple this to your Christmas packet and highlight on the gift pricing form. So I would go back to my gift pricing form when my computer decides it wants to. It might feel like it here in a second. Maybe one day. It might. Do y'all realize we're only a week away from Christmas? All right, here's the gift pricing form. So am I still paying $12.99 for the pickle?
No.
I found it to be $10.39 and tax was 52 cents and the total cost was $10.91. I have to get my highlighter and highlight this line because that tells me that you used a coupon. So I'm going to highlight this line. Is every line going to be highlighted? Only 2 of them because you only have 2 coupons to use. You have to use them both. Okay? I have not written a check for it yet. So I need to flip to my first check. Lord, this will take a while to flip that many pages. Let's see. All right, I'm at my first check here, 1001. So I would write the date that I'm paying for it. So I'd write 12/18/18. Pay to the order of. What would I put here? I'm paying to myself?
No, Miss Foreman.
So Miss Foreman gets a check and a present? A lot of people put the person's name here. They don't get a check and the present. I have to pay for the present. And I'm paying the present to Target. Okay? And I paid $10.91. You want to make sure you put your money as close to this edge as possible. If you didn't, I could have added a 9 in front of there, and how much money could I have stolen from you?
$910.
$910. You also want to...
Don't you have to put a dash there or something?
Can I teach? You also want to dash the rest of the line. Because if you do not, someone could have made this decimal a comma, added a 0, How much money did they now take from me?
$10,910.
$10,910. So just if you are being lazy and don't do it properly, they can take some money from you. Well, since we're on the topic, checks always have to be written in pen. Your checks must be written in pen or you will have an F. Because I will erase something and take all your money. If you do not write this properly, I will add a comma and take all your money. Checks can never be scratched out or used white out because the banks think that it has been altered. Okay, well, what goes here on a check?
How much you're spending.
The words of the money. So, $10. And then your cents always goes over 100 because there's 100 pennies in a dollar. And again, I would dash this line so they do not add any more words. What do you think goes in this line? Your signature. You've got to sign the check. Okay, your memo. If you can't write in cursive, you can write in print as long as it's in ink. Memo. This is just for you to describe what you bought at Target. So you could say a yodeling pickle. You could say Miss Foreman's Christmas gift. Whatever you want to say that you bought something at Target. So I'm going to say Foreman Xmas. Just to squeeze it in here. So I've written my check. If you ever do mess up on a check, you can, like I said, you can't scratch out or use white out. What you would have to do is in huge letters, write void. That's the only way to properly cancel a check. So no one can use it. You have 12 checks that you can write. So how many times are you allowed to mess up? Only twice. Because you have to write 10 checks. Okay, so you have to be careful. Alright, so let's pretend I didn't mess up on this check. This is check 1001. That's important. So I'm going to go to my register. Because my register still thinks I have how much money in it? The account. 500. And when my board gets to register, yeah, there it goes. It still thinks I have $500. Well, I just wrote on 1001 check. What date did I write it? Today. Here, transaction description, that's your store name. So I would write Target. Now, is it going to be a debit or a credit? Debit. I'm subtracting that. So I would write 1091. What would my new balance be? Well, how would I get my new balance? You would have to subtract. So I would do 500 minus 1091. Those with your head on the desk, don't ask me any questions. This is for a grade. 489.09 is now my new balance. Okay, that was all for one person. Then I would go back, buy something for someone else. Yes, you have to buy for 10 people. No, you cannot write them a cash. If you have to buy for 10 people and you have a $500 limit, about how much can you spend on each person? 50, but you have to remember tax and all that's going to go over the amount. If you go over $500, you automatically have an F. So you have to budget nicely. So I would look for gifts under $50 and not go over. Sometimes we can get real advanced with it and say that Xander finished his project early and he budgeted real nicely and he had like $200 left in his account. And Caden didn't budget very good and needed some extra money. Well, Caden's done with the project. He can write his 11th check. He can write Caden a $100 check. Caden then would deposit it on his register and have some more money to spend to finish his account, his shopping. You are not required to do that, but if you're feeling friendly and want to write an 11th or 12th check to somebody, you could do that. What else did I need to say? Any questions that you can think of?
If we were to give someone a check, what would the memo be?
The memo for the person getting the check would be deposit. Whoever's writing the check would write the person's name here. Oh, on the memo, you would just, whatever you want it to be, gift. Or, Caden a check or something. Alright, so what I'm going to do is walk around and give you, you're going to draw for 2 coupons that have to be used. The stapler will be going around. Before you can get an iPad, you have to staple your coupons to your packet so you do not lose them. And after you've stapled, you can get an iPad, but you have to finish your test from yesterday if you have not finished that first.